How you doing, everyone? Welcome back. Well, I don't know if you've seen the news. I'm sure you probably have. But guess what we have on our hands from the Trump regime? If you said another violation of the Constitution, hey, guess what? You would be right. Give yourself an A+ thumbs up stickers, gold star, and everything else, right? What is the violation this time? Well, you ever heard of the Emoluments Clause? Hey, I kind of like the fact that the sun went behind that cloud right there. That's kind of nice. You ever heard of the Emoluments Clause? Actually, there's two separate Emoluments Clauses. One is very specifically directed at the president, whereas he's not allowed to receive any domestic emoluments. The other is for just government officials generally, right? Regarding foreign emoluments. Well, I would call a $400 million jet, I'd say that's pretty big. I'd say that's a pretty big violation. Now, why is the Emoluments Clause in place? Why did we write that? Not we, of course. The dead guys that started this country. Why did they write that? Well, in addition to emoluments, I mean, you're also not allowed to bestow titles of nobility, things of that nature. Well, basically it's to prevent corruption, to prevent a monarchy, a dictatorship. It's to allow our leaders to be held in check. And there goes that cloud, so now the sun is coming back down on me. But anyway, I love it out here. Anyway, we have the country of, I don't know, is it Qatar, Qatar, I don't know, I've heard so many different pronunciations. I've always pronounced it Qatar, that's the way I'm going to continue to pronounce it. Qatar, that country, right there, over in the Middle East, right? They gave Donald Trump a $400 million jet that I guess is going to be used as Air Force One. And then Trump says that it's going to go into his presidential library. Whatever. I don't care. As far as what happens to the jet after. I don't care what happens to the plane afterwards, right? What I care about is the fact that a foreign government has decided, hey, you know what? We're going to try to buy some influence with this guy right here. Or, if not buy influence, let's just cast some doubt onto whether or not he can be bribed, which we all know he can be. Everybody likes to say, well, he's a billionaire, that means he can't be bought. Really? You show me a billionaire who can't be bought. You show me a billionaire who got there by turning down money. Don't tell me that just because he's rich, he can't be bought. A lot of rich people can be. And it's not necessarily about money, right? They can be bought in other ways. I mean, how did Donald Trump buy Elon Musk? Not with money. He bought him with influence and power and corruption. In return, Elon Musk bought Donald Trump with money. The Qataris are buying Donald Trump. The Russians have bought and paid for Donald Trump. And really, all you gotta do to get this guy to do whatever you want, all you have to do is either say nice things about him or provide him some kind of benefit. And in this case, benefit, what's the benefit? The jet? Air Force One, right? You're going to call that Air Force One. Well, first of all, no one specific jet is Air Force One. It's whatever airplane the president happens to be on, whoever the president may be. It doesn't have to be the one that says Air Force One on it or whatever, United States of America with the presidential seal. It doesn't have to be that one. I mean, if you have a Cessna and you're flying the president, your little Cessna, for the duration of that flight, is Air Force One. So, there's that to consider. But I don't even know why I went there with that. But I don't know. It's hot out here. My brain's a little bit fried at the moment. But, what do you expect? This guy, he's got you spinning in circles, right? They said they were going to flood the zone. Flood the zone they're definitely doing now, aren't they? There's so many different scandals, you can't keep up with them all. And so many different illegal activities that you can't keep up with them all. And you know what? There's just so much going on that it's, if you bring up everything, they're just going to say, well, see, you just don't like him. Well, you're right, I don't like him. Because he's doing all of this. He is doing all of this. It's not just, well, look what he's doing over here. And, well, he's doing this, 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 and this. And it all just sounds so incredible, unbelievable. But that's exactly what's happening. He is doing all of these things. He is trying to turn this into a fascist state. He's trying to, the goal is to make anyone who opposes him just appear off their rocker because they're calling out literally everything that he does, when literally everything he does is illegal for the most part. I mean, I can't name a single positive thing that he has done since taking office. Can't name one. Now, first time around, if you want to say Operation Warp Speed, fine, I'll give you that one. I will give you that one. I'm sorry, I just got distracted by an Oriole that flew that way. That was actually kind of cool. But, yeah. He's doing all of these things so that, if you want to point out, well, see, he just took this jet from Qatar. Like, yeah, but didn't you just say last week that, he was, what was it last week? Hell, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Aren't you the same people fear-mongering that he's rounding up even American citizens and shipping them out of the country? Well, no, we're not fear-mongering about that. He's doing it. Well, aren't you the same one that says he's deliberately tanking the stock market by, whatever he's doing with the tariffs? Yeah, I'm saying that because he's doing it. So just because we're pointing out a lot of different stuff doesn't mean that we're just throwing stuff against the wall to see what sticks. It means he's actually doing this stuff, and we all need to be concerned about it. I mean, the guy tried to amend the Constitution with an executive order on his very first day in office. He tried to amend the Constitution on day one. 14th Amendment. He tried to get rid of birthright citizenship. Can't make this stuff up. I mean, I could write a novel about this guy and everything that he's doing right now, and it would get rejected by a publisher because it's not believable that one president would do all of this in just his first few months in office. Well, he has violated at least 6 of the first 10 amendments, at least 6 that I can count. I actually did a series of videos on that, which reminds me of a series that I'm going to do where I just kind of break down the Constitution. But yeah, violating the Emoluments Clause. Clauses, actually, there's 2 separate clauses. And he did it the first time around. And they just kind of brushed it off as, well, Emoluments Clause. Come on, what is that? And then he says, well, you know, I've got an Article 2, which means I can do whatever I want. No, Article 2 actually limits what you can do as president. It spells out what you can and can't do. And I feel like I'm all over the place today on this one because this is just insane. An Emoluments Clause violation. To the point that he is receiving a personal gift from a foreign government in the form of a jet. And he says that it's saving our country money. You know what? Don't care. Even if that's true, I don't care. It's the fact that you are violating the Constitution, and that is above saving money. The Constitution ranks above the economy. It ranks above anything else, anything and everything else. Constitution, first and foremost in this country. And if you're not going to abide by it, you don't belong in any elected office. So, you know, I mean, call me a fearmonger if you will, but the fact is, he is literally doing all this stuff. I'll catch you next time.